da 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 da. Is it not on?
Powering off.
Oh, whoops.
Powering on. Mic off. Battery low.
What's up? Give me one moment.
Charging battery.
Is it not set to? No, it's set. Why can't you hear anything then? Oh, now I hear it. I don't know why that changed it. It's not popping up in the... I don't know why it's not popping up for... Oh, maybe I know why. Hold on. Desktop audio. Properties. Try that. There we go. Now it's popping up correctly. Do I normally not have... Oh, I don't. Okay, that's why. So, I've been playing... Well, I mean, obviously, like... Well, for anybody who plays Magic, okay, who's maybe watching the video after the stream or whatever, okay? I've created 2 new decks with the new Theros set that came out, okay? For competitive, okay? Now, I'm still working my way through them, okay, of course, because I literally just made them and whatnot, like, so, you know, they're still in the works, but the general concept is there, and so far they're doing pretty well. Yeah. So, I have 2 types of decks. I have this one, which is a Jeskai control deck, and then I have a second one, which is a Grixis control deck. Now, I absolutely despise black with a burning passion. However, this Theros set gave... How should I say? It gave black blue so many good cards, and it gave like 1 or 2 red black good cards too. But in general, black blue is just so darn good. I mean, like, oh, this set in general just gave so many good cards to this color. And that is... Both Jeskai and Grixis control are oppressive. They're like if done right, they're super oppressive. Hold on. And I more or less only play control. So here, let me show you the deck real quick. So this is what I have at the moment. Let's see. So right now, I have 3 Omen of the Sea, 3 Omen of the Forge, 2 Dovin's Veto, 3 Thirst of Meaning. I mean, these numbers can change, obviously. 3 Bone Crusher Giant, 4 Tefris, 3 Shatter the Sky, 2 Ashiok's Erasure, 3 Storm's Wrath, 1 Kenneth the Returned King, 3 Dream Trawler, which is... Dream Trawler is basically the win condition for this deck. Dream Trawler is absolutely disgusting. This card alone wins me. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Because not only is it a 3/5 flyer with lifelink, that lifelink actually does me so much. I never realized just how good. Here, hold on, I don't have the green screen. Oh no. Give me one moment. Ah. Okay. Where is it? Where's my mouse? There it is. Okay, maybe I should move my my face as well. Oh, I thought it had an MTG Arena. Hold on. I'll just move this over here. There you go. Now you can see it. Wait. No. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Hold on. Oh my god, show up. Thank you. There we go. Just wanted to turn on the lights. Oh, I gotta fix my freaking green screen so you guys can actually see the cards I'm trying to show you. Oh, hey, Holly. Holly. Oh my god. Is it good? No. Well, mostly. Is it that side? It's that side. All right. I think that works. All right. Where is it? Dream Trawler. There you go. Hopefully you can actually read it now. Dream Trawler is disgusting though, because it says whenever you draw a card, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. When I first saw this, I didn't think this was that big of a deal. Okay, unless you absolutely had card draw in hand. But I didn't realize that when you go to attack, it easily becomes a 5/5 because when you draw a card at the very beginning of the turn, and then when you attack, you also get to draw a card because of its own ability. So that's 2 cards right there, automatic 5/5. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it had lifelink either. So I had so many situations where I'm like near death. I just swing with
Charging
Dream Trawler,
battery.
and then I'm like fine again. I'm like, that's gross. The biggest thing though is the fact that I can just give it hexproof. I just discard a card, give it hexproof. That's so gross. Like, the only way to get rid of it is if the opponent has a board wipe. Which, you have to be playing a control deck to have that. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. That's a gross card. And then, Purpho's Intervention, it makes it so easy to kill Planeswalkers now. I don't have to worry about Planeswalkers really as much anymore at all. I don't have to worry about them. And I have like 6 board wipes in the deck with Shadow the Sky and Storm's Wrath. Storm's Wrath helps kill Planeswalkers too. And then Thanasta's Intervention is just a counter spell. And if there's nothing to counter, I can just dig through time through my deck. It's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Thirst for me is just card draw, and then like if I draw my omen, one of my 2 omens, I can just discard one of those 2, so I can keep the other 2 cards. It's a pretty, it's really good. I like it. It's still in the works. you know, needs some fine tuning, but it's pretty good so far. And then the sideboard's mostly just like for the mirror match essentially. Oh, Grixis. Grixis is kind of similar, but also not. Okay, let me show you the Grixis one. The Grixis one probably has more synergy, to be honest, because this is one I just kind of made. I have 4 Croxas. I think I might need to remove one. But I found a way to make my Grixis deck actually like work with Escape really well. Okay, so all I did was add a bunch of cards that had stuff that work in the graveyard for Grixis, which is like, you know, jumpstart cards like Beacon Bolt. Beacon Bolt is absolutely nuts. I didn't realize either that the that Beacon Bolt counts cards in exile as well, which is fantastic because of the fact that Escape exiles your cards. So even if I exile the instant sorceries that are in my graveyard, Beacon Bolt will still count those exiled cards. I didn't realize that. I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god, that's nuts. Absolutely sick. Gross. And then obviously comes Insight. That's in the, it was Jumpstart. Let's see. I think those are the main ones. I know. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so and then I needed ways. I needed like some sort of engine or something to help chuck my deck into the grave. Like, I want my deck in my grave for this deck. Oh yeah, for this deck. Okay, so the way I have it work is I just have a bunch of like discard outlets, like Thrill Possibility, to just chuck cards that I want. So it's like tons of filtering. But the filtering lets me chuck my stuff into the grave. So Thrill Possibility, Discovery, that's Surveil 2, just literally chuck the top 2 cards if I don't want them into the grave and then draw a card. Surveil, Thought Erasure lets me surveil and I get to get rid of my opponent's best card in their hand. Kroxa himself makes the opponent discard and they lose life. It's, oh my god. And then, like, and it's a 6/6 beater. Every single time it attacks or hits the battlefield, it makes the opponent discard a card and maybe lose life. Absolutely nuts. So I can just have Kroxa on the field and just keep swinging with him with this 6/6 beater and make him discard cards. Okay, it's ridiculous. And then I just have like I just have some board wipes. So Ritual of Suit, Storm's Wrath. One of the win conditions in this deck, aside from Kroxa himself, is Cavalier of Flame as well, because I'm constantly chucking cards into the graveyard. That's going to include land. Okay, Cavalier of Flame lets me discard land in my hand too, so I can just chuck him to the grave. So whenever he happens to die, I'm almost guaranteed to kill any Planeswalker the opponent happens to have on their side of the field, and I do huge amounts of damage to their life because of his death trigger. So it's actually a pretty decent deck. Not too bad. I didn't realize Agonizing Remorse was a card in the new set either, which is basically a better version of Thought Erasure. Okay? Because not only do I only need 1 black and 1 anything to cast it, I don't need to have blue to cast this, but I can also exile a card from their grave if I don't want to discard anything from their hand. Or if there's not something of importance to discard from their hand. So, like, if they also have Kroxa or some, you know, large escape card in their grave, I can exile that. If they have that fucking cat card with the Cat's Oven or Witch's Oven combo, that stupid combo, you can exile the cat too. It's, yeah, it's pretty good, pretty decent. And then of course we have Murderous Rider, because Murderous Rider is just too good. But yeah, it's a pretty decent rough build. Right now I'm kind of trying to figure out what my sideboard should be. No. Come on. There we go. Try that. Oh god. I'll keep it. Just my last few games, of course. Straight off the bat, we're already gonna. Sure. Da, 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 da. I'm gonna kill that cat. Freaking hate this cat. Burning passion. Oh, that's one card I need. I forgot to put like Graveyard Hate into my sideboard, like Ashiok. He's gonna do it. Yeah, I knew it. He's gonna bring the cat out. I'm just gonna kill the cat. Oh my god, this is annoying. I hate black so much. Black just... I feel like black got worse with this new set, because now black has so many cards that make you discard in standard right now. It's nuts. You can literally have an entire deck that's actually pretty half decent. Just focus on making the opponent discard a mill. It's nuts. What's up, Phantom? How you doing? Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Right on schedule. Here we go.
Wait, oh, okay. I was confused on how he brought the cat back when I killed it. Come on, man. There's not much you can do. Got one card in hand. Of course. Could do 3 damage off 3 life. Do the camp thing too. Is that an enchantment? It is. Tamarita is an enchantment. Perfect. So annoying. We'll just shatter this guy. Come on. Play Murder Strider. You know you want to. Come on, play it. Play it. I wanted him to play it. God dang it, he didn't play it. Sure. I'm dead. Alright. I already know what I want to do here. I'm going to take out Ashiok's Erasure. I'm going to put in Heliod's Intervention. I want Hushbringer in here too. I need 3 Heliod's Intervention. Take out Kenrith. I want to put in Hushbringer. I mean, he's playing mono black. Right now, mono black is pretty much... It's basically mono black devotion, and he has that... I bet you he has that freaking merchant in his deck that does damage to me equal to his devotion, and he gains that much life too. That stupid stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna take out Dovin's Veto, put in Hushbringer. But that freaking card that makes me exile a card from my hand too when it hits the field, like Hushbringer will just shut down a lot of his cards, essentially. That's what I want. I just want to shut him down. Take out one, shatter this guy. I think this will do. We'll give this a try. I'll keep it. Sure. Swear to God, if you do duress. Oh. Gonna know it. Let's do... I don't want him to discard Bone Crusher. Micro of the counter spell. Thassa's intervention. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Come on. What's this guy doing? I kind of don't want to, but I don't. I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna use. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't want him to get that stupid engine going. I'm gonna counter it. As much as it feels bad to do so, I'm gonna counter it. I want to dig. Alright, now we're top decking. What the hell is that? Wait, what? Gain life for the first time. When you gain life for the first time each turn, return Deathless Knife and give it to your hand. What? Let's put that in the... Actually, I'm gonna put both on the bottom. Okay, I can work it. Oh shit, I still need another white. In that case. Ooh, I still need another white though. If I can get a white, one more white, I can do this. That... Okay, I lost. Yeah, that basically just killed me. I'll stick with it. I'm debating on whether or not I want to change my mana base. Because... No, think it should be fine. Dabble in the details. The only thing I don't like about this deck is like these, or maybe not this deck, but it's just I get a lot of these like fat hands with like barely any land. And then I get the opposite just as much too. I'll keep this. I'm actually gonna put the mountain back. Hey, what's up, Sylvia? How you doing? It's been a while. I knew you would pop up. Wait, hold on. There we go. The only thing I can think of what he's playing is oh, you missed it at the beginning, Sylvia. I showed some of the decks that I made. I'm playing them one of them right now, but I made a Grixis build too. That you might be interested in taking a look at. I'm gonna play this. Right now I'm playing Jeskai Control. It's actually pretty decent. It needs some work though, so I'm kind of trying to work out the kinks. I don't know if I should grab it or not. Well, I need blue. You want to see my Grixis? Yeah, I'll show you my Grixis deck in a bit. I don't know if I should take these or not. I'm gonna draw whatever's on top. I'll put this in the bottom. I'll draw this. Whatever's on top will be fresh. Okay, I can work with that. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Well, I'm gonna do this one instead. Put that on the bottom. And then we'll just pass again. I'm gonna fix the chat on the screen real quick. He's playing Grixis, okay. Let's see what I got. I mean, I guess we could give it a try. I'm just gonna pass. I'll let him make the first move. I haven't built anything new yet. Oh man, this, have you seen the new cards? Like, have you like actually thoroughly checked out the new cards from this set, Sylvia? So there's so many good cards in this set. Oh yeah, you can have this, by the way. Ooh. So we'll go to 6. That's the case. And I'll just discard that one.
With my sister by my side, I do not fear the unknown. To know is to triumph.
Finally. I wanted another blue land. Okay. Oh, 2 mana open? What's the ult? It's at 8?
Sorry I'm late.
I'm gonna bounce back though.
Don't worry, I got you.
Don't really know how to use my wallet card, so I kind of want everything. Yeah, that's kind of how I am too. What I did was like I kind of made. I used like I just looked up online like what kind of builds people are making, and then I just like worked around that. Oh crap! I didn't realize it was over. Crap. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of one of my board wipes. I'll get rid of this a Storm's Wrath. One thing I will say is that the well, I'll show you when I show when I'll show you my Grixis deck. The Grixis deck I have is completely focused around my graveyard. Like I want my deck in my graveyard. Cause it just like I could actually play a game too and like quick play or whatever and like show you how it like works and whatnot. Of course you do. Bop, 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 bop. Da, 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 da. Of course you do. I figured that was gonna happen, so I bounced back the Omen.
I enjoy the proper application of knowledge.
He's not gonna do anything, okay. I'm drawing all of my board drives. That's 6 mana. I think it can last one more turn.
Stay away from my brother.
Oh. I just realized I played the wrong spell. I thought I was casting Teferi, not that. Big rip. I wanted to save it for when frickin' Murderous Rider hits the field. Oh boy. Yeah, this card is actually kind of nuts. Like there's a green blue version of this card too. It's actually pretty decent. But I think Kroxa is honestly the worst or, you know, best, however you want to look at it, out of all of the escape cards. Yeah, I don't know what I want to discard. Back when I started playing, I had a Golgari deck that revolved around my graveyard. I loved it. Today I play against someone who was playing something similar, so I kind of want to try it again with the new cards. My Grixis my Grixis is a Grixis control that revolves in my graveyard. So like I just have tons of lands and instant sorceries in my graveyard, and they all like work with each other. It's actually kind of cool. And they still work with escape. I have like jumpstart in it. It's pretty well rounded in my opinion. It still needs, you know, fine tuning, of course. It's kind of like a rough draft.
To know is to triumph.
But like you could see the building blocks are there. Unmoored Ego, I feel like is definitely going to be really good in the deck too. I'll just keep it. Oh, I hope he doesn't counter it. Or try to counter it, I guess I should say. Oh, Thassa's intervention is really good too, by the way. Fuck. How many cards are in his grave? 8. I'll allow it. Well, yeah, I like playing control. Oh my god. That's annoying. How much mana he has? He has 5 mana open, so X needs to be 3. Crap, I can't do that. I mean, I guess I can force his hand. I guess I can't play the crux of this turn, at least. What's this guy doing? I think this guy's doing something similar that I'm doing with my Grixis deck.
Let us plan.
It
for the
looks very
trials
similar.
ahead.
I'm gonna kill that Royal Scions. Peripheral's interventions. Honestly, I would definitely take a look at the interventions. For sure. Because the interventions are like so good. Thassa's intervention lets you counterspell or dig, like heavily dig through your deck. Peripheral's intervention is a free kill spell or a free like beater, like giant beater. Well, crap. Erebos' intervention is a good removal spell or graveyard hate. Helios's intervention is fantastic artifact removal. I mean, artifact enchantment removal, which is kind of important right now. And also one hell of a life gain thing too. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could do x equals 5. It's gonna make me discard one, so I'll put the temple. Oh my god.
There is little as
Yeah, Crooks is back.
it,
Honestly,
the artistry of torment.
Grixis right now has so many good cards. Honestly, I firmly believe
Are
that
delightfully friendly.
blue-black variations and white-blue variations are probably some of the strongest decks in the format at the moment. I hate this card so much. Ooh. Do I have enough mana for this? I have 7 mana. 7 mana. Damn. Yeah, all of the interventions are really good. Perforos intervention is like a fantastic planeswalker killer, in my opinion. And Thassa's intervention's not too shabby. Kind of slow, but it's not that bad. And if I just have one more land, I could return to no. I'll give this a try. Kind of have a thing for Ashiok. I wish I knew more about his story. For what I remember, I mean, Ashiok is from Theros. And from what I remember like Jace met Ashiok at one point or something. I don't remember what for. Or why, or how they met up. I don't know, it was like a little mini battle or something and they escaped or whatever. But I like vaguely know the details. Ah, well, shit, I lose. Okay. He's playing Grixis Control. Take out Kenrith. Ashiok's Erasure. Take out Omen of the Forge. For negate. Dovin's Veto. It's a waste for the Dovin's Veto. Yeah, I vaguely know it. Like, nothing bad happens. Ashiok is like one of the bad guys, basically. If that wasn't obvious enough. Might take out a Storm's Wrath. For negate. I have a good idea of what he's doing with his deck because it looks very similar to what I have. Question is, he might be playing the Fire Cavalier, the Red Cavalier. In his deck with how many lands he has in his freaking graveyard. Go ahead and give this a try. Yeah, I've seen that a bit too. I've seen some mono white devotion too. Mono, I honestly, I hate. I mean, I hate black in general. I'll just say that I hate black in general, but mono black right now has really, honestly, way too many tools. There are a stupid amount of different, like 1 or 2 drop card removal, like hand removal, hand destruction, in the format right now. And of course, it's black, so it has creature removal, has graveyard hate. What else? Now it has like these like really good devotion life stealers too. I feel like black in general just has a little too much, in my opinion. I feel like they need to give some of the power in black and give it to white. White almost never gets to see the white, like mono white, never gets to see the light of day. Sure, I'll keep it. I knew it. Yeah, I know you don't hate black. Yeah, I'll keep it. Oh, I just realized, because so many people are playing black right now, I can run that 1/2 drop white card that exiles black creatures or planeswalkers. I could run like a full set of that in my side deck if I wanted to. Yeah. Rachel Dunn, thank you so much for the subscribe. I don't know if I should just let this through or counter it, because then I'll lose a card regardless. I'm gonna let it through. I'm gonna discard the giant. Let's sack this. I need some land. Oops. Feels bad that I'm not getting land there. There we go. I do like white. I really like all the colors. There are color combinations that play lists, like Jeskai. I almost never play Jeskai. Yeah, for me, it's like the opposite. I almost never play Grixis. I only play like Grixis if like it's like there's like a really strong reason to play Grixis. I probably should have saved it. I should have used negate instead. Ooh, yeah. Forcing your hand.
If you show remorse, I'll show restraint. Trust me, I have a plan.
Finally. Now I finally have enough land. I can play Dream Trawler. Dream Trawler is so good. So good, Sylvia. You do not understand. Look, have you read this card? This card is nuts. This literally wins me games all on its own. Here, I'll put it up on the screens. Oh wait, it's on the wrong side of the screen. On. Let me just play it real quick. God damn it. Now he's gonna play Cruxa and I'm like screwed. Or maybe not. I probably should have kept that land in my hand. So I could discard the land instead of one of my interventions. Oh fuck. That's even worse.
All will bow before Nicole
We'll chuck a land.
Bolas. My intellect is without limit.
Yeah, I'm gonna royally screw Nicobolas. 4 mana for 6 damage? Like, that seems good to me.
I will wipe your bloodline from existence.
It's so broken. Because of course you're gonna play it in a deck. You play it in control, okay? Control will like just board wipe stuff. Like for me personally, crap. I guess you could do it. So me personally, I use the. Do I have it in the grave? No, I think I took it out, didn't I? That whole Wrath of the Gods or whatever it is. No, not Wrath of the Gods. That Wrath or something. The one that does 4 damage to each creature in Planeswalker. Like it has 5 toughness, so it survives that. Okay, and then it just kills everything else on the board. You draw a card at the beginning of the turn. On top of the fact you draw a card when it attacks, so it automatically +2/+0 right there, and it has lifelink. So a lot of the times I'll play that automatic 5/5 swinging, get 5 life. But at the same time, before it does damage, I'll play a card that I'll play the Thirst for Meaning or whatever. Draw 3 cards. And all of a sudden, it's an 8/5 with lifelink and flying. So it just like almost never gets blocked. Does tons of damage. Gives me lots of life. So I come back from the brink of death almost all the time when that card is out. Doesn't die because it gives itself hexproof in a deck that already draws a lot of cards. Like, it's nuts. Was it my turn? Well, it is my turn. it just stays there forever. If there are ever moments where I get 2 of my Dream Trawlers on the field, that's it. It's like game over. Because then they feed each other.
Creeping.
Because then I draw 2 cards because they're both attacking at the same time. And it's like, oh, they gain +3/+0 at the beginning of the game. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Trust me, you'll thank me later. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Interesting. How many cards in his grave? 3. Crap. Honestly, I think you can make a... There's like a few different ways you can make a Grixis deck right now. There's like the way I have it, which I'm probably about to show you because I'm not doing so hot right now. You could probably make like a hand destruction mill deck for Grixis, because there's like this set gave so many really good mill cards. Do I have an exile? Where's the land? I'm just gonna accept my losses. I need to figure out how to like fine-tune my Jeskai deck. That's my main thing, because I want to stick with Jeskai if I can. Let me show you my Grixis one. I call it Grixis Escape, but really there's only one escape card in the entire deck. So, and here, so again, this is just like a rough draft. I don't play it that much to, you know, need to fine-tune it or anything. I don't have anything in the sideboard either, but you could easily put stuff in the sideboard. But I have 4 Agonizing Remorse. I didn't realize this was a card in the set. It's basically a better version of Thought Erasure. Okay, so if you really wanted to, you could just run both. Thought Erasure only hits the opponent's hand, but the thing is, Agonizing Remorse can make him discard a non-land card just like Thought Erasure, but it can also exile a card from their graveyard. So, you know, if they have Escape or Jumpstart in their grave, you could just exile it. Pretty good. Pretty good. So I initially had 4 Thought Erasures, but once I realized this was in the format now, I'm like, oh shit, let me just run this instead. And it only requires 1 black instead of blue black, like Thought Erasure does. So really good. I have Thrill Possibility in here for filtering, Discovery, Dispersal, mostly for Discovery for filtering, but Dispersal is, you know, like icing on the cake for removal and hand destruction. Thought Erasure, of course. I have Kroxa. Kroxa's here just as a big giant beater on top of hand destruction. The loss of life is icing on the cake. Thirst of Meaning for filtering and card draw. Yeah, I don't like when people use it against me either. I hate hand destruction when it's used against me. Murderous Rider for, you know, obvious reasons. Beacon Bolt. I have Beacon Bolt in here. Beacon Bolt is actually nuts in this deck because of the fact that with how much filtering this deck does, because I'm chucking cards from Thrill Possibility into the grave. Discovery makes me chuck cards because of the Surveil. I chuck them into the grave. Surveil from Thought Erasure, chuck into the grave. Thirst for Meaning lets me chuck 2 cards into the grave. So I very easy, and I have Cavalier of Flame in the deck too, so I can easily chuck more cards in the grave if I get this out. Very easy to chuck cards into the grave. So it not only does it turn on Kroxa's Escape very easily because of just how much filtering I'm just chucking stuff into the grave, but it also feeds my Beacon Bolt. And the key thing too is that, you know how like Escape exiles cards from your grave, okay, into exile, but Beacon Bolt counts cards in exile as well as in your graveyard too. So even if you exile the instant sorceries in your grave, you know, from Thrill Possibility, Discovery, Dispersal, Thought Erasure, Agonizing Remorse, Thirst for Meaning, all these Chemist Curse Insight, which has Jumpstart as well, all these cards that you're chucking into the grave, even if they get exiled because of Kroxa or, you know, some other card from the opponent, Beacon Bolt will still count those cards. So it just does stupid amounts of damage. You're almost guaranteed to kill any creature on their side of the field, unless it's a god. One of the Theros gods. Chemist Insight for obvious reasons. Ritual Suit for board wipe. I didn't have enough copies for it, so I just have the one. Storm's Wrath for board wipe. I kind of need more board wipe, actually, I think. We'll see. And Cavalier Flame is in here as the second win condition. If Croxa doesn't kill them, Cavalier of Flame will, just because of like I mentioned before, how much filtering I'm doing, how much I'm chucking stuff into the grave. It's very easy to have. It is, yeah. It basically is more of an Izzet deck with like a splash of black essentially. That's basically what it is. I'm an Izzet player at heart. That's what I started off as. So it realistically is more like an Izzet deck. With some black characteristics. But yeah, the because of how much I'm chucking to the grave, it's very easy to have a lot of lands in the grave, including from its own ability. So if you don't kill them with the flame, with a Cavalier of Flame, if it dies, you're pretty much guaranteed to kill any planeswalker that they have on their side of the field and do giant amounts of damage to the opponent as well. So it's a pretty solid base if you ask me. So it has good amount of hand destruction because of Agonizing Remorse, Thought Erasure, and Croxa. These three alone do a pretty good chunky amount of hand destruction. Has, good board wipes, creature destruction, Beacon Bolt, actual board wipes and whatnot. Or if they just need to block because of how freaking beefy my creatures are. I have Planeswalker removal with Murderous Rydell, Storm's Wrath, and Cavalier Flame if it dies. Good amount of card draw with Chemistry's Insights and Thirst for Meaning. Discovery as well for digging. Thrill of Possibility. So it has like a good mix of everything, and it's actually very synergistic with itself. So I was kind of happy with it when I put it together. I haven't played it in competitive, but I like the way it runs so far. I'll go ahead and play a game with it. I could actually play a game with you too if you'd like as well. I wish I could do something while I'm waiting for a game. I'll keep this. Like right off the bat, I already have like Croxa himself is just hand destructions. I can't choose the card, of course, but it's still hand destruction. So it's like, oh, there we go, more hand destruction. It's just gross. You're like almost guaranteed some sort of hand destruction in your hand. It's like in your opening hand. I'll put it on the bottom. I never tried playing Cavalier Flame a bunch of times, but never worked for me. People use it against me as extra powerful. Yeah, that's usually how it is for me too. I almost never play it, but this is like one of the few decks where I can actually make it like really good. The only times I've ever seen people use Cavalier Flame are in the Fires of Invention decks. Let's do Thought Erasure. What do you got? So tiny. Mischievous Chimera. Okay. Each opponent's turn, draw a card. During each opponent deals 1 damage to each opponent's scry one. Oh, that actually sounds pretty good. I'm gonna chuck that. And yeah, we'll keep that on top. I'm about to go to sleep. It's almost 1:30 a.m., but we can play tomorrow. I'll watch you play one game, then go to sleep. Okay, fair enough. Oh, shit. Make him chuck. Oh, he has 2 of them in his hand. Need a second black. Like, it's so good. It's like by this point, you can't do anything. We'll do it on his turn. Chuck the Chemist's Insight. Draw. How many cards in my grave? I have 11 cards in my grave. I can already use this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh shit. That's not good. One of the main problems about this deck, though, is that I don't have any answers for enchantments just yet. I'm pretty sure there are a few ways around it, like with the Thief Borrower or whatever it's called, to like bounce it back and then maybe you can counter it or something, but Unmoored Ego, a possibility as well. First spell during each opponent's turn deals 1 damage to any target. Like, look at this. Like, Jumpstart, Beacon Bolt's already at 10. I can literally just shoot something for 10. It's nuts. Like when my opponents have no cards in hand, I get so many one play. I mean, I'm kind of like that too. So I totally get that. I like to wreck people, but I don't like being wrecked myself. Who does? Put in the bottom. How many blacks do I have? I have 2 blacks. That's a sorcery. It's my 6 7 more cards in the graveyard. Okay. What happened to? I don't remember. What happened to my Kroxa? Oh, that's right. Ashiok's Erasure. Oh. I have 6? Okay, I'm gonna wait till their turn. Do this. Yeah, get rid of that. Do this. Get rid of this. Do this. Sure. Like, this just has so much digging and so much removal. It's so easy to get stuff. 2 cards. This land and... Ooh. I'm gonna keep that. We'll do Beacon Bolt. Oh, I can still do this. Okay. I know how to do this. Shit, I can't cast it. Damn it. Yeah, I can still do this. Oh, that's great. What'd you discard? Sage of Mysteries. See, now I know he has it in his hand, so I'm not just gonna cast that. I'm gonna wait till next turn. Let's cast it. I actually like fighting against mill decks when using this deck because it actually just makes things easier for me. Like the pile that's on the bottom right just ends up getting like so large. It's basically a second hand. No. Whenever enchantment puts the top 2 leper into a grave, okay. Put the Titan into the grave. Let's do... That's a sorcery, right? Yeah. Give you... I'll shock with the Fabled Passage. I know, right? The Beacon Bolt's just sitting over there menacingly. Just waiting to be used. I'm waiting for him to use Ashiok's Erasure. Like, it's obvious he's waiting for me to play Kroxa. But if he doesn't do anything, sooner or later I'm just gonna kill him with my Murderous Rider. Oh boy. Oh, there's another Beacon Bolt. Just waiting for the poor creature. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use Chemistry. We will chuck. We'll chuck a Murderous Rider. No, we'll chuck the another Kroxa. I have 9 cards left on my deck. Just realized that. Finally! He has to counter this. He has like no choice. Oh my god. He actually let it through. Yeah, just the one. I have 4 mana? 4 mana. Dude, this guy just didn't realize what he done. And now if he kills Cavalier of Flame, he just dies because of Flame's ability. You see him in a land? Oh, you can't see it because chat's in the way. But I have like a crap ton of lands in the grave. I have 28 cards in the grave. Did he just cast that for no reason? Oh, he's doing it to make me mill. I've got 3 cards left in my deck. Oh no. He just... That's BS. No! Okay. Dang. I might have actually been able to gone through that. If I had killed... I could have... If he didn't draw before... Actually... Oh, no! I could have won! I actually could have won. I could have actually paused it before my draw step. Cast Murderous Rider, kill my Cavalier Flame, and then through the ability, killed him. I could have won. I didn't think about it though. I could have legitimately won right there. I would have done like easily like what, 12 damage or something with Cavalier Flame's ability. But yeah, I hope you can see like the easy potential with the deck. Obviously you can like adjust it however you want to, but like the basis is there. Stuff is happening, but I don't know what it means. Yeah. That I don't know what to say. That's a fair comment. Yeah, I'll definitely remember next time. I mean, if you'd like, I could. I still don't know what to refer to you as. Like the person with the name and letters I can't read. Capario or something. Yeah, it's actually a pretty decent deck. I like it as well. Like, I don't play black, but I kind of like it myself too. Like it flows very smoothly. That's what I like about it. It like, for especially with the escape mechanic, like you think the escape mechanic would be kind of clunky because you have to exile 5 cards in order to make it work. And in any other type of deck, you might not really be able to use it very often. But with the way this deck is built, you could use it all the time if you want to, because you're constantly chucking cards into the grave. You just have to make sure to exile your instants and sorceries first. Try to keep the lands in your graveyard because of the Cavalier Flame. Like, you want the lands in your graveyard so that way, if you ever do get the flame to get the Cavalier out, if it dies, it can do all the damage and whatnot. So like that's just the main thing about it. Yeah, I feel like the main thing you might want to have in the sideboard is something to deal with enchantments like Ashiok's Erasure. Ashiok's Erasure is honestly is really good. Do you remember what was his name? I think it was called like Light Mage or something like that. It was from, I think it was like Dragon of Tekir or something like that. That set. It was there was this one. Oh no. Maybe it's Deputy of Detention. There was a card that was out not so long ago that made it so that like you can't cast cards of the same name. I forgot it was, but it's like it was a white-blue card. It's always a white-blue card that has that type of ability. And they basically, and Ashiok's Erasure just does like the same thing. It's kind of nuts. Ashiok's Erasure is really good right now. Let's see. There's a few cards I like would recommend if you're doing, what's it, Grixis? There's where are the mythics? So Erebos is decent if you have some sort of like sacrifice engine or whatnot. Deputy of Detention, yeah, that was his name. Deputy of Detention. Erebos is good if you're doing some sort of sacrifice engine in your deck, where you can consistently do it, or actually not even like. It's just whenever another creature control dies, you pay 2 life, you draw a card. Like, just that alone, and it can just easily turn itself into the creature. I imagine this is probably really good in Mono Black Devotion. Most of the gods aren't that usable in my opinion. The only two usable gods in my opinion are Erebos and Thassa. I don't really see Perforos being used because of how high cost it is. Like by the time and this guy, Clothes, God of Destiny. These three are probably the only ones I think are gonna actually see any use. Is Deputy oh no. There was another card besides Deputy. Wait. Are we thinking about the same card? No, Deputy Detention doesn't do what I'm talking about. Deputy Detention exiles all cards of the same name that's on the field actively when you play it. It doesn't prevent the enemy from casting cards of the same name, which is what Ashiok's Erasure does, which is even better because it's super oppressive. Where is it? Rare. Ashiok's Eraser. Okay, oh, you can't read it. It says, your opponent's... So it enters the battlefield and exiles target spell. So it's kind of like a counter spell, but as an enchantment form. Your opponents can't cast spells with the same name as the exiled card. So imagine like a Unmoored Ego, for example. But rather than exiling all copies of the card, they just simply aren't allowed to cast any copies of the card. Kind of the same thing. Or at least achieves the same effect, just in a different way. That's the only difference. If you're playing Grixis, you're probably better off with just playing Unmoored Ego, to be honest, though. Just because of the fact that it's better to just get rid of the card rather than just preventing them from playing the card in the first place. But for any other color combination that's running blue, Ashiok's Erasure is freaking nuts. Ixalan's Binding, that was the card. Screw that card. Not only did it remove something on the field, but also made it you can't cast it. That card was stupid. Yeah, I mean, it was great if you're playing white, but that card was stupid. And Ashiok's Erasure basically does the same exact thing as Ixalan's Binding, except as a counter spell instead of as removal, like Ixalan's Binding is. So, yeah, you're probably better off just running Unmoored Ego if you're playing Grixis, or just Black-Blue for that matter. Yeah, those were the three gods I'd be interested in. Akshat Nightmare Muse is really good. Stupidly good in my opinion. The fact you create a 2/3 token that just mills the opponent every time it attacks or blocks, it's like, it's stupid. Like, this card alone helps blue-black mill decks so much. As if blue-black doesn't already have a lot of good tools right now. Because it has hand destruction, counter spells, and now, like, now we have Ashiok's Erasure as too, so now you have, they can't even cast spells, kill spells as well because you're playing black, mill, of course, because it's blue. You could, like, I can see blue-black decks actually being really strong if done correctly. Athreos looks like a good card, but because it's a 6-drop, I don't think Athreos is gonna see much of any play just because it's a 6-drop. But I feel like this is a card that's more meant for the more casual formats, you know, like Brawl or EDH. Because Athreos looks like a really good card. It's just too expensive to play in Standard, in my opinion. What was this again? 6 counters. No, I don't think that would be. But yeah, Kroxa is another really good mythic card too. I would say those are pretty much the best cards, which are Thassa, Erebos, Kroxa, Clothes, whatever his name is, and Ashiok. These are pretty much the only mythics. For the rares, Nidir Kraken's actually pretty decent. I actually read the story behind Ixalan's Binding. It's about Jason. Yeah, I actually like that one too. I especially like the little like romance that him and what's her face, whatever the Gorgon's name is, I forgot what it was. But the little like romance they had going on there, because like Jizz hasn't had any like legitimate romance realistically, like a healthy romance, I guess is the proper way to say it. He keeps getting interested in girls who are like, you know, heartbreakers essentially, like freaking Liliana, for example. But yeah, Nadir Kraken's pretty good. I think I'm gonna use it in my deck. Ash Exoration is good. I want to see this get played. I just don't know if it's actually good or not. I don't think it is though. Thought's intervention. All the interventions are basically good and usable. I've seen people play Nightmare Shepherd, which is kind of nuts in the right deck. Let's see what else. Storm's Wrath obviously is good. I want to see this card get played because it looks nuts. Vraska, that's her name. Intervention. Dream Trawler, like I showed you, is freaking stupid. Let's see. What else? Haktos. This card is nuts as well. It basically has protection from everything in the game, except with a specific converted mana cost. Kinda dumb. I'm pretty sure there are like decks completely dedicated around this dude. Let's see. I did not collect the 2, right? Yeah. Shadow Spear. I see a lot of people playing Shadow Spear. At the very least, as like a sideboard option, helps deal with gods. I mean, even you don't even need it equipped to anything in order to still be able to get rid of the hexproof and indestructible from the gods. So you can at least kill the gods when they're out, and they become creatures. Or hell, even if they're not creatures, if you just use like Heliod's Intervention, pay 1 extra mana, you can destroy it. So I've seen that. Haktos looks great, I know. I want to kind of build something around him. Oh, I do too, to be honest. Like, he just looks super OP. Personally, for me, I feel like if I make a Haktos deck, it would have to be Jeskai, in my opinion. I don't think... Yeah, I don't think white-red is strong enough on its own. Or maybe, if you do an aggro deck correctly, it could probably work. Actually, isn't Feather the Redeemed still in the format? Oh shit. Yeah, you could do like a Feather Redeemed deck just with Haktos thrown in. That could be a possibility. And that would actually be gross. Cause you know, Feather decks have the whole freaking God's Willing in the format. Where, you know, give it freaking protection for days. Just recycle the same thing over and over again. And if the opponent happens to run something of the, you know, converted mana, the CMC that is able to kill Haktos, you just give it protection. And then it bounces back to your hand because of freaking Feather the Redeemed. Fucking stupid. I think that could actually work. The more I think about it, the more I'm grossed out. Because that sounds stupid. Like, the only way you would actually be able to kill it is with a board wipe. Yeah, you would have to use a board wipe to get rid of it, which is kind of nuts. You would have to use a... Oh, actually... Yeah, and I think... Now that I think about it, the only board wipes in the game that could actually kill Haktos in that type of situation are all in white. Because Storm's Wrath wouldn't be able to kill it in that situation. Because of the fact you can just give it protection from red. In which case, the damage from Storm's Wrath wouldn't affect Haktos. And then, of course, the Return to Suit, that black card that destroys CMC 3 and lower cards. That doesn't touch him either because he's 4 CMC. I don't think there's another black board wipe, right? Off the top of my head. I don't think Massacre Girl would count because, you know, that's too situational. I think that's like the only black board wipe off the top of my head. Any black spot removal will just, you know, give protection from black, so that wouldn't work. Red spot removal, protection from red. Wait, why can't you cast God's Willing on Cactos? Oh. That's true. You are correct, Sylvia. I just realized that he stops himself from being helped from that too. Huh. That's a good point. That is a good point. Yeah, I just realized that. I forgot the protection. Well, I forgot the fact that he has protection from 1, but I forgot the fact too that protection is not hexproof. I'm here thinking that you could just cast anything you want on him, so that makes more sense. I would have to think there has to be some way to abuse that though. But the chances of getting like you would have to have some sort of protection spell that's at 2, 3, or 4 in order to get that to work. And I don't think that's possible. Yeah. They clearly did. Which is good. I still remember the days of the... What's it called? Shit, I forgot her name. Remember, what was the name of the blue... The Izzet Planeswalker? Saheeli! Saheeli Guardian, I think was the name of the deck. That might not be the accurate name of the deck, but it was basically Saheeli with this like goat card that carried it an infinite combo. Sure, there are ways to abuse them, but I'll probably use them as a constant threat that people have to deal with while I do other stuff. Yeah, me too, of course, but I'm just here speculating, obviously. Yeah. Oh, have you seen this card? Thassa's Oracle? When I first read it, I'm like, that sounds dangerous. In the right type of deck, this sounds dangerous. Like, super dangerous. I think you would have to have like a mono blue deck or something in order to make this card work. And obviously in other formats like Commander, like EDH, this card is just stupid. Let's see. But yeah, out of the mythics and rares, there's really not too many cards that you really need to grab. There's only like a handful that are like really good. Surprisingly enough, there's actually a lot of really good uncommons in this set. This guy, Callaphe, Beloved of the Sea, is actually pretty decent. Power is equal to your devotion of blue. Depends on the deck you're running, of course. At the very worst, it's a 2/3 because of its own devotion. Creatures and enchantments you control have spells your opponents cast that target is permanent, cost 1 more to cast, so not too bad. What else? Whirlwind Denial, I feel like has potential. I just don't know what type of deck. I feel like this is more of a sideboard card rather than a main board card. I just don't know what I would like sideboard against. Let's see. Agonizing Remorse, of course. I saw a deck in Quick Play played this card, Hateful Eidolon. I didn't know what this was going to be used for at first. It says whenever an enchanted creature dies, draw a card for each aura you control that was attached to it. I saw someone running a deck where they played this, and then they just ran a bunch of those auras that act as spot removal. You know, like those ones that are like enchanted creature gets -3/-3, like those type of cards. So he just played Hateful Eidolon, played a bunch of those like spot removal kill spell enchantments, those auras, and then he just guaranteed got the draw card every single time with it because he was just killing stuff with the auras. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Tamaret, of course, helps. Again, it's just graveyard hate, and it's just a nice beefy thing on the field. Let's see what's else. Grey Merchant of Aphro, whatever that's called. That's obviously really good for mono black devotion. Not too many black uncommons. For red uncommon, there's barely any as well. Alright, I don't think any really, to be honest. For mixed colors, nothing really much to note. Yeah. Take a look at the commons real quick. For the commons, not really much to note. Thirst and Meaning is just a really good like filter card at the moment. Like, draw 3 cards, discard 2 unless you discard an enchantment. So like you could do like the way I'm doing where I have the omens in my deck, so I can just chuck the omen instead of discarding 2 other cards. Unless you want cards in your grave, like the Grixis version, in which case that's fine. I mean, that's a pretty good card right now. Nothing else to note in blue. In black, let's see. I haven't looked too much at black. You might have to dig a little bit. You might notice something more than what I see at first glance. But at least from what I remember, there's not too much in the commons for black either. For red, Omen of the Forge is actually pretty decent. They reprinted Throw of Possibility. What else? Yeah. There's actually not too many like must-have cards. And then everything else is just kind of depending on your deck and situational and stuff. I feel like most of the rares and mythics that I need to get tend to come from like the other sets that I need copies of in order to make the deck work now. Like, it's like, oh, now that this card's out, now I can use that one card that I thought was weird from, you know, a set or two ago type of situation. Yeah, I do agree that Tamaret does have a very creepy animation as well. I don't like the sound he makes. To me is probably what's more creepy. I feel like the animation itself is cool, but the sound to me is what's creepy. I saw people running like a mono blue devotion constellation deck where it's basically mono blue mill, but yeah, mono blue mill with like constellation. So you run like Sage of Mysteries. There's a blue dude that says whenever you have a blue creature at the field, make a mill 2 or something like that. There's an enchantment creature in blue right now. It makes it whenever. Oh, it was like no. Yeah, it was like at the end of the turn, you can return an enchantment from the field to your hand or something like that. You don't really need that, to be honest. Just you could easily have Thassa. Thassa lets you flicker a creature on the field, so you just run a bunch of those ETB mill creatures that, like, when they ETB, you make the opponent mill. You just run a bunch of those, and Thassa just lets you flicker them. Just keep milling them. It's pretty good, or at least it's decent, I guess you would say. I think I have think I haven't updated my deck yet. I have a mill deck for quick play. Like on days where I just want to get my coins, I just want to do my dailies and get my coins. This like I have decks like this. That I just want to play. Oh, I forgot about that. I was considering putting Gadwick in my Jeskai deck. I saw someone else do it, and I was like, ooh, interesting. Okay, so my Grixis deck, I could actually probably realistically play Magic Mirror in my Grixis deck. I just don't know if I want to because of how quickly I go through my deck already. Like you saw, like I basically I'm like milled myself out in that one game. Like I don't think I want to risk putting Magic Mirror in. Nissa still relevant? Yeah, people are still playing blue green plus something. Yeah, for sure. Oh, actually, what's it called? Temur. Temur is actually is in a really good spot right now too. That's one color. That's the next color combination I've been meaning to work on. I was working on Grixis and Jeskai, so I haven't gotten to touch Temur just yet. But Temur is actually in a really good spot too, because obviously it has all those really strong green cards from the previous sets. But with that new god that I showed you, the Clothes or whatever his name was, the fact I can exile a card from the opponent's grave every single turn, and I either A, get 1 extra mana, or B, I do 3 damage to them, or like 2 damage to them, and I gain 2 life. Like, that's just free value every single turn. That's nuts. Help keep me alive, and I get rid of their cards in the grave that, you know, they, especially if it's against black or something, or if they're playing Jumpstart or Escape or whatnot, I can just get rid of it, so I don't have to worry about it. Or if they're playing that fucking cat, I can exile the cat. I can do stuff like that. That's pretty good. Oh, now I got, what was it? Was it Temur? Let's see. Yeah, Nalia's pretty decent if you're going for more of a creature version of Temur. I like doing Temur control. So I was thinking about going more of like an enchantment-based Temur style deck. Should put adjacent just to be safe from milling. Yeah, I could probably do that. I don't know how many Jaces I have, but I could definitely do that. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then at the same time for Temur, I could also put Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, into it too. It's basically going to be Temur's version of Cruxa, because does the same exact thing but for green blue instead of discarding a card and making the opponent lose life, I get to draw a card, gain 3 life, and put an additional land from my hand on the field, which is still pretty good. And it's a 6/6, just as much. And of course, if I'm playing Temur, I still have the Izzet filter cards. So like Thrill of Possibility, Thirst for Meaning. I can still play the Surveil, Discovery, or whatever it's called. Probably wouldn't want to, just because of the fact I can't do Discovery. I would only do the Surveil one, whatever it's called. Yeah, basically. Well, okay. For control, for me personally, I am a red player at heart. So if it's not a monocolor deck, I'll play monocolor in any color. Okay, like monocolor is fun for me. But for any 2 or more color combination, I have to have at least a red in my deck. Okay, I can't function without red in my deck. So I typically end up pairing red with blue, and then splashing, and then using maybe a 3rd color if I want to do a 3rd color. So whenever I do 3 colors, it's almost always red, blue, something else. Let's see. Whoa, I forgot what I was gonna do. But yeah, you have that. Where were the other green cards? There was a few. Oh, this one. I don't know how good this is gonna be, but it looks like it could be good. I feel like this needs playtesting. But Reach, whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, you get a free token with Reach. So, I mean, seems good to me. Just, you know, that seems like a sideboard card against control. Potentially. I'm not too sure yet. So paired with Hushbringer? Yes, yes. The Cruxa plus and Uro with Hushbringer is definitely really good. I've done that myself accidentally as well. As in, like, I myself had Hushbringer on the field playing Jeskai control, and then an opponent played Cruxa. They're like, "Oh, he has Hushbringer. I'm gonna pay 2 mana and cast Cruxa for free." I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, stupid me, Brian. What are you doing? I completely forgot like that was a thing. Let's see. Green. Destiny Spinner looks kind of nuts. Creature enchantment spells you control can't be countered. For a 2-drop creature that's a 2/3 and makes your stuff uncounterable. Why is this an uncommon? And it has a Nissa-esque type of effect too. Pay 4 mana, get an elemental, an XX elemental where X is the number of enchantments you control. Seems good in my opinion. Or is that the yeah, okay, so one thing I have to note about the Hushbringer is that when I noticed that combination, that card like combo, I was automatically thinking there's gotta be some sort of Bant or what's the color combination for red, black, white? It's not Jund. Whatever that color whatever that 3-color combination's called. I forgot what it's called. But for red, black, white, there has to be a deck that uses Hushbringer and Cruxa together like that too. Destiny Spinner? Oh yeah, Destiny. Like this card just looks really good. So like green has this as well. Of course we have Return to Nature back in the format still too, where like you can, I think it was what, like exile an artifact creature. No, it was like destroy an artifact creature, artifact, enchantment, or flying creature, or it was like card from a grave, one of the two. Renata, Called to the Hunt, seems potentially good. I'm not too sure, but seems potentially good. Hydra's Growth, I feel like is more for like a quick play card. What else is there? Oh, yeah, freaking Blue Black has this card too. Whenever one or more cards are put into your graveyard from your library, gets... Oh no, never mind. I was thinking of something else. That's not what I was talking about. What does this do again? Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield you control, put a 1/1 counter on target creature against flying until end of turn. I feel like that's gotta be decent. Like if I were to do a Teamer enchantment style deck, like this would be a card in it. Very easily, potentially. Return to Nature. Yeah, there we go. Destroy artifact, enchantment, or exile a card from a grave. I knew it was one of those. No. So yeah, not too many insane green cards, but like enough that you can still use them in the deck with like other cards in previous formats. So like I would probably do Mardu, yes, that was the combination. So like I would probably do like a Teamer Reclamation deck, like a Teamer enchantment reclamation deck essentially, where I would have a bunch of omens. I would have like a few omens in the deck with reclamation, as well as thirst for meaning. So I mean, if there's so many enchantments in the deck, I could very easily run that. So it's good card draw and filtering. And then I could run like enchantment, some of the enchantment creatures that focus on enchantments, like that one dude that gets bigger whenever I play an enchantment and gains flying. And then I can run a few instant sorcery control cards too. I can run Ashiok's Erasure. That's an enchantment. I could just run a bunch of enchantment stuff easily. I could easily just have, what was it, the Omen, the blue Omen, so I get the Scry 2 and draw, the red Omen for basically a shock. So that's 2 enchantments right there. Ashiok's Erasure, 3 enchantments, Temur Reclamation, or the Reclamation, I forgot what the actual name is. 4 enchantments right there. That's easily 4 enchantments, and that's not counting like counted copies of each. Like that's got to be at least half the deck right there, more or less. Like I could easily see potential for a Temur enchantment Reclamation-ish type deck. I would just have to figure that out in some way. But yeah, 3 color decks I feel like are in a really good spot right now, because there's just so many like good, viable, especially with the interventions. The interventions just provide so much utility. It's kind of nuts. Oh, I felt good. What is this? Brawler's Guildhall? Join this event to play another Brawl games until the event ends. I hate how I have to pay. Well, what's the... Ooh, Tolerant. I think that's for historic, though. Yeah, that's a historic. I hate I have to pay 10k coins just to play this event. Like, I like Brawl. Honestly, Brawl is probably my favorite format right now. Aside from EDH. You have to go... Sounds very cool. Really have to go to sleep now. It's past 2 a.m. Hey, no worries. I was just wondering, like, how long extra I had kept you just because of how much we were talking, but no problem. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it. It was definitely fun talking to you again. I've been meaning to stream MTG for a while now, but just haven't done so till now. So I'm thinking about doing it every once in a while though. And of course, you're always welcome to play against me. I don't know if you noticed, but I actually can see when you're online now because of the new friend feature. Whenever we're online at the same time, so you're always free to request a game for me or whatnot whenever I'm online. But other than that, I'll see you later, Sylvia. Hope you sleep well. I actually kind of want to make that Temur deck now. At least get the rough draft put up. now that I have it. Let's see. Not collected enchantment. Temur. Hey, you have a nice day as well. Or a nice night, I should say. Omen of the Sea. What else? Felt good. Oh, because I'm running so many enchantments, I wonder if I can run any of the gods. Ashiok's Erasure. Do you have any rare raw? No, I don't. What else? Beginning of your end step, exile up to one other target creature controller, returns to the battlefield under your control. Omen of the Forge. What does this do? Oh. Fires of Invention. Oh, Destiny Spinner for sure. And the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature loses all. Oh, it's a Aura. What else? Omen of the Hunt. 3 flash and really search for basic land. Put on the battlefield tapped. Yeah, I don't know about that. Wilderness Reclamation. How many cards is this? This is already 40. Well, this is 4 of each, so it's already 43 cards. Ooh, mischievous chimera concept. Cinder vines. Oh, that's right. I can put that in there too. Forget that that's an enchantment too. All right. So I know these, like all of these would basically be in the deck, more or less. I just need to figure out what I would pair these with. Oh, I need Thirst. Thirst for meaning. Would this be enough? I don't think this would be enough. Gain 2 life, 2 damage. Oh, I need board wipes. I could basically just run a bunch of board wipes. I need Wrath. Three toughness. How many mythics do I have? 2 mythics. So I could get 2 copies of this. No rares. So I can do that. That'll be 56 cards. What other board wipes does... What other board wipes does Teamer have? Each creature. We have Flame Sweep, but I don't think I want to use that. Oh wait. Oh, it's 3 or less. Oh, Chandra. Chandra is a possibility. Powers, you go potion and green. Each other creature you control in the battlefield has 1/1 counter. God Eternal Ronos. Might take out Reclamation. I could just do a God deck, probably, to be honest, actually. Hydroid Crisis, maybe? So, if I take out Wilderness Reclamation, Hydroid Crisis, I need stuff that gets me land. So what can I do? I guess I could do Omen of the Hunt just for land. It's only basic land, right? Yeah, basic land. There it is, Growth Spiral. Yeah, I mean, this could maybe work. Steamer enchantments. Constellation. This guy, I definitely need this guy. Put one counter target creature against flying until end of turn. So I need to take out. I'll take out. Take out a. I'll put you in. How many creatures? I have Uro, this guy, and Clothies. That's it. Needs to be 7 or more. So it starts with, so I need 5 more essentially in order for this to become a creature. You know, I'm gonna take out Hydrocrisis. I'm gonna put in some more removal of some sort. Or just creatures. Or both. We'll put 3 of you. And I still need something to do damage with. I'd probably do the Bone Crusher Giant. Could try that. Actually, I'm gonna do 3 of you, and I'll put. Oh, we'll do that. We'll do that. Actually, what's your toughness? Oh, it's a 2/2. But you can get bigger. Yeah, we could try that. We'll try that. Just realized I forgot to put Thrill of Possibility in the deck. Exile 5 cards, right? Yeah, 5 cards. Let's put that on the bottom. We'll draw this. Hmm. Oh, that's dumb.
Not to brag, but don't worry. I brought company.
I get more mana? What? Dies for the 0-1 kill. Hmm. I should have just discarded Clothies. But they have not. How many cards am I gave? 6. Sure. Oh, that's why I forgot to put in Perfro's intervention. Forgot to put in the intervention. Okay. I'll remember that for next time. Really? Why though? Gonna bring it back from the grave? I don't know why he would do that. Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. Actually, I'll put down the bottom. I'll take this. What's happening? Wouldn't let go for some reason. Oh, can I do it now? Oh, I can do it now. Let me edit this. Okay, so I think I'm going to take out the growth spiral. I'm gonna take out. Where is it? Intervention. I need perfos. I need both of them actually. I need some different enchantments. Instead of Bone Crusher, I'll put in Perfos, Thassa's Intervention. Don't really need Destiny Spinner. Maybe no. I need it to be red, green. Whenever a land card is put into graveyard from anywhere, you gain 1 life. Interesting. Binding of the Titans. Each player puts the top 3 cards of Labyrinth in grave. Exile the 2 cards from graveyards. Each creature that gain 1 life. Bring graveyard to your hand. Huh. A 2/4. And it's an enchantment creature. Could probably use that. Maybe I should just do Omen the Hunt. If you do search your library for a creature card with CMC, no, I don't need that. It doesn't actually have to be an enchantment. A Planeswalker would work too, wouldn't it? I could do Nissa. There's nothing obvious that would work well with this deck. Hmm. Oh, that's true. We'll try this. That way I can still get my devotion, while at the same time it's good utility. I can definitely try that. Let's go for the Teamer enchantments. Already off of a shaky start. No blue. Most of my hand's blue. Oh, thank God. Still not enough blue. What's this guy doing? It's freaking indestructible. Yeah, sure, go ahead. What happened to the music? Oh. He's doing mono-white devotion. I'm gonna have to counter this. Yeah, you can have it this time. No. Is that 3? So X just needs to be 2.
I am a Johnny Goldmane, and I will be your friend.
Of course he does.
My pride grows stronger.
Oh no. Jesus Christ. Jesus. No, I needed that to be a wrath. I think I lost. Yeah, I lost. Ew. I definitely need more board wipes. I need an extra wrap. I could try Flame Sweep, but Flame Sweep is so situational. Ooh, I'm gonna decline. We'll discard 2. Why would you quit? Bro, why would... We were at a stalemate. Why would you quit? You have the advantage, actually. You have like a full hand. I only have 2 cards. I'm just trying to test this deck. I can't do that if you quit just because you don't like me countering stuff. You're playing freaking Azorius. No. It's bad. Two cards? Jesus. get killed now. It's getting annoying. One, two, three, four, five. Interesting. Huh. Oh, can I actually do it? Oh, shit. That's sick. Oh my god. Oh, the game froze. Oh, my mouse freaking died. What? She got rid of the intervention. I think I know what the problem is. Even though I have enchantments, I have too many blue enchantments. That's why I can't turn freaking Clothies on, or whatever his name is. I essentially need to play like a green-based deck or something. Oh, that felt good. Or like a Simic based deck. In order to get this to work properly. I don't think I actually need Ashiok's Erasure. So like cinder vines. Yeah, we'll put cinder vines in there. Oh, I have 1,000 coin. Realize that.